Hello, everyone. Welcome to We're Smarter Than This, a Star Wars review series. I'm Bronson Fiore. That's Aaron Reynolds. You know the drill. This is our third one of these this night.
It's the third one of these this night. This is our fifth movie of the
Yeah,
series
fifth.
so far.
Where that means we are almost halfway there.
Yeah. By the end of this, we will be over halfway there.
Yeah, because
I guess this is literally the halfway point.
there's 9 movies and then 2 spin-off movies. So,
There's the spin-off movies. You're right.
so we'll be next week. We will be over halfway there. Halfway there.
Man. All right.
So yeah, I've had strong opinions about this movie, and some of that changed. This movie went from being entirely a piece of shit to being 2/3 of a piece of shit.
Okay.
The first 2/3 of this movie are so poorly acted and boring as hell.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Since we're going for overall summaries of our thoughts in this movie, I went from this movie thinking this movie was like bad and boring to goodish and boring.
So we both agree it's fucking boring.
So I liked it. I actually liked it.
I like the last third of it.
Because
Once that battle happens at the execution, that's where that movie finally went from like, I just want to go to bed, I've been working overtime, to like, oh fuck, a movie's happening.
well, so the problem with Attack of the Clones is that it is setting up still.
Mm-hmm.
It is the middle movie where we're already kind of in it, and there's more still left to go. And what all of these movies, what their purpose is to set up the world for 4.
Right. Which, I mean...
So, yeah.
I mean, I get that, but on the other side of that, I'm also here being like...
It needs to be an entertaining movie on its own.
Yeah, this needs to be its own entertaining film. Exactly.
And
like that's part of the problem. And hold on, I know I'm adjusting my camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
So continue what you're saying.
So just to start off, Anakin, grown-up Anakin.
Boy, he sucks.
Man, he sucks.
It is creepy. He's sucks.
Creepy
He's
as hell.
super creepy. Aaron, you and I have a fair amount of experience talking to women that we find attractive. Would you ever?
I mean, sure.
Would you ever?
I've been in this room for 5 years. I wouldn't know. But anyway,
would you ever be like, I was just like, it's hard. I don't like sand. It's hard and coarse. I like things that are soft, like you, and then touch. Like, that's like some Buffalo Bob, it puts the lotion on the skin type shit. Nah.
Well, it doesn't help. Like, she actually bit on that, and then they kissed in that scene.
Yep.
But like, up to that point, she was not having it.
She was not feeling it.
And which made it like he made glances earlier in the movie that made that whole thing a problem.
What ladies who are watching this, so probably just my girlfriend, even if her, even,
Yeah.
would you bite on that play? Would you
Well,
bite? Would you be interested in Creeper Skywalker here?
Well, because it was weird because in the first scene where this starts happening was also the scene where, like, he was clearly making his intentions known, and she responds, "You'll always be that boy on Tatooine," which is supposed to be like the killer, like stop it.
Like, okay, bro, shut down.
Yeah, I'm glad you think of me like that, but you're like 9 years younger than me.
But like, as any dumb 18-year-old male will do, he ain't gonna quit.
there's nothing wrong with like an 18-year-old boy and a 27-year-old girl getting together or anything like that. But like when she's probably thinking of him like I still think of you as the 10-year-old boy.
Well, yeah,
This
no,
is weird.
well, yeah, that's weird, but it's more. Well, first off, a 27 and 18-year-old, that's a little weird, but
I mean, sure, a little bit,
it's
but I
legal.
wouldn't be. I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it as long as like you're both adults and whatnot. But like,
Like no one's taking advantage of each other or
yeah,
something like
but
that.
like, let me tell you, I think about 18-year-old me and most 18-year-old men that I have known and met, and I think about most 27-year-old women I have met and known. If there is a 27-year-old woman dating an 18-year-old man, there's one of two reasons.
Okay.
One, that man is fine and he is a piece of meat.
Okay.
Okay, that's reason one.
Uh
Reason two, that chick is severely damaged.
huh.
And, like, that is damaged goods. And,
No. I,
like,
I
not in a bad way, like, everyone's damaged goods in some way or another, but in a way that, like, why is she not dating someone who is on her level?
Well, it doesn't help that she's a queen who's or now a senator in this movie and is just consumed with her work, and these are the few men that she comes in contact with is during work.
Yeah, I
Maybe that's it.
maybe I guess it's
It's
just like
senators and then Jedi who do not have relationships.
it's creeper Jedi or these senators.
It's this creepy young kid is making passes at me in a real creepy awful way, but god damn, that's better than nothing.
Do you know how
Uh,
long it's been?
he's not bad looking for sure.
Yeah, oh no, he's not a bad looking
He's
cat.
fine,
Like
but
Hayden Christensen is a handsome man, sure.
he's got some rat tails, I think, in this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Some long. He's
He
got a
does
good
have the
long rat
rat.
tail.
He has a nice long Padawan rat tail. I'm
Yeah,
sure she found that real attractive as he was creeping on her.
you've made your rat tail longer. Uh, no, he's super creepy, and then he's like fighting with Obi-Wan a lot. Which,
Just
like, right off the bat, was like, oh man, this is going so bad.
to tell me what to do, Dad.
And then Obi-Wan is
That's
like a
what.
flustered parent. It's like you want to get out of this nest so bad, but I can tell you right now, looking at you, you are not ready, and it's exactly what you don't want to hear. How the hell do I manage this? Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
Because he is totally talented, and he's totally, he's in tune with the Force, like, really well, but he has this one glaring weakness that you should not have as a Force-attuned person, which is he is just not in control of his emotions because he's a young boy.
As
And
young boys, we could tell you when we were young
and
boys.
this poor single parent Obi-Wan trying to figure this out, and his Qui-Gon is not there to help.
his help, his nanny.
Yeah,
Oh Lord.
so then they protect Padme, the the shapeshifter who was paid by Jango Fett set the poisonous centipedes or whatever to kill her. Then the Jedi go storming after,
Exactly.
and that was the first of many adventures we would witness with Obi-Wan and Anakin jumping around.
And man, is that like that chase scene was rough, man. Like it just felt like it went on too long and just
It went on for a
oh,
while, but I also felt like it was good at establishing the relationship between these two in this new era where they're like this good cop, bad cop Jedi duo that they send out to catch criminals and things like that.
I did like the bar scene with Obi-Wan.
Yep.
You will go rethink your life.
You don't want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life. I want to go and read. That was pretty good.
That was funny.
They catch Shapeshifter and Anakin's just like Jedi business. Go back to your drinks. It was really good.
Oh,
Yeah, the
Lord.
whole jumping. What was really funny, and again establishes the tone for future events, and I'm sure like the show. I assume the show does this a lot. One of the shows anyway is like Obi-Wan and Anakin are together in the little pod, and then Anakin just jumps out and falls straight down to try and catch the other car. And Obi-Wan's reaction to that, like with us not knowing how any of this works, like he just looks down and goes, "I hate when he does that." Like this is a routine thing that happens.
They establish them really well. It's just that also the acting between them both is so
Not great.
bad, especially Anakin. Holy
Specifically,
shit!
yeah, Hayden Christensen. I don't know. Also, part of me feels like Hayden Christensen also could have easily just sat in a room and watched episode one, and George Lucas said, "You're him, but 10 years older." He's just like, "All right, I'm gonna act like a child actor, but as an adult." And that's kind of how it went in some ways.
Yeah.
In this movie, he shows some good emotion.
There are like, as is this. First off, he does a lot better in the next one, which we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But in this one, there are a couple of glimpses of great shit. They're just like they're you have to really look for them. They're fleeting moments.
And what doesn't help is that his character is basically a spoiled child.
Yeah.
And so we are going to be bound to kind of dislike him in a way, regardless of his acting quality.
Mm-hmm.
Which since his character's written that way, I guess he's doing well. But man, it can be rough to watch sometimes. That's the thing. Is we're setting up Darth Vader, and so we have to watch this talented kid just be that moody teenager the way they are.
Which that's who Darth Vader would be, to be fair.
Exactly. So again, it's necessary, and that's what the conflict this movie has is. All of this stuff is pretty necessary, but in terms of wanting to watch it,
yeah, that's when the movie splits, and you do this initial chase setup, and then you have the full on, the full on stuff later with Obi-Wan and everyone, and you're like, the Obi-Wan stuff is so much more interesting for most of it. The clone stuff and the fake Jedi Master and the fight with Jango / Boba, it's so much more interesting than him doing whatever it is.
Again, it's necessary, but man, watching it's
just rough. And then he goes to, I will say, when he went to Tatooine, had to go back. Seeing fucking Greedo or Guado, whatever the fuck his name is, be a bum, warmed my heart in a way you would not believe.
Yep.
Haha, all the greed in the world couldn't help you, fucker.
Yep.
Felt good.
Yeah. Again, I'm just skipping through the movie to my side here just to remember what was going on in the movie. This movie establishes Palpatine mentoring Anakin on the side already.
Yep. Just going to him on the side, you're the strongest Jedi, and you'll be the greatest Jedi ever.
And that's a cool thing about this movie, again, is that they establish there's this rocky relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and I was sitting there through that whole scene, why is Anakin such a dick? I know people have to go through their growing phases and things like that, but Jesus Christ, you've been with the Jedi for a while now. Why are you not in control of your And then you see Palpatine. He's like, "You are the strongest. You will be the strongest Jedi I have ever encountered. You could do so much." Oh, you fucking dick. So, yeah, that was good. They establish throughout the movie that there's so much that Mace Windu and Yoda are not sensing, which is representative of the fact that the Force for the light side is weakening.
Mm-hmm. And they cannot sense what's going on, further out and whatnot.
Yep.
That. There's definitely that going on.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. 50s diner scene where Obi-Wan hits up an old friend to find out where that poison dart came from.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that scene.
The fact that 50 bars still exist even in space.
Yep.
Fucking Jesus.
I mean, you go into the I think it was the bar. They had Star Wars sports, and two of the screens you see clearly are a form of American football and a form of horse racing.
A
So
form of.
yes, well, like you see the football happening, and they have like the O line and the quarterback snap and everything, and then you look at the lines, and it's like a square grid. And I don't know what that's about. Uh, Yoda teaching the younglings again.
Nice
Apparently, Yoda
little.
has time.
Yeah, Yoda has time to do this, but not mentor the fucking chosen one. The
I mean, to be
dick.
fair, you do want to have like the smartest people teaching gifted kids at their earliest, or at least kids. Just
Right,
kids in general. You want like the smartest people trying to get them on the right foot.
right, but I also go back to, hey,
Chosen
this
one.
chosen one, literally the most gifted Force user ever.
Literally, his dad might be the Force.
Yeah, his dad might be the Force. Yoda, how about you take a fucking hour and be like, don't listen to this fucking wackadoo senator. You know,
Apparently, you can't sense it.
like, don't fucking look, man. This is shit you need to know. Look how powerful I am. Boom, smashes two Star Destroyers together.
Yeah, right.
That's something that happens in Star Wars, actually, the canon, the Clone
Great.
Wars.
Perfect.
Yoda is stupid powerful.
Um, yeah, there's Anakin being moody and mouthing off when he's not supposed to be. Uh, Obi-Wan finds a place that's not supposed to exist, and finds out that they've been making clones.
Clones!
Clones out of the dad of Boba Fett.
Yep.
Which I think is I always thought this was a cool idea for
Yeah.
including. It was a good way of including Boba Fett, who was at that time a very popular character for up to that point no reason other than a cool visual design, and included him in the larger plot line for the world.
One thing I really like about that, actually, is the fact that because he is a bounty hunter and also specializes in the hunting and fucking murdering of Jedi, it totally makes sense why Palpatine chose him for like clone shit.
Yep,
So,
exactly. So it was cool.
yeah.
That was cool. I liked that whole thing. Doing clones, making them, messing with genetics to make them more docile. And then it cuts it back and forth. This is the part, I think, where people really start to go sour on episode 2. Because I thought the whole chasing after the shapeshifter or the changeling was fine. I thought that stuff is, Anakin's annoying in that part, but I get it. But it's this stretch here where we're switching between the Naboo looking at clones and Anakin sitting in this field with Padme. It's rough to watch.
Truly, yes.
I do like the I don't think the system works scene because
Yes.
it is directly talking about what this conflict for this whole series is about outside of Anakin and all this is we need democracy to have peace, and Anakin's like the system isn't working, someone needs to do the right thing, and Padme's like I think that would be a dictatorship. It's like maybe, and then Anakin like totally just looks at her and goes, "If it works," is word for word what he says.
Anakin being the very much equivalent of an 18-year-old boy.
Exactly. And yeah, and then Padme just laughs it off because how else can you as a senator? This boy I'm attracted to
Wants
could
me to
be
be
a Nazi.
dictator.
I don't know.
Wants me to be galaxy dictator.
Yeah. Shit. Let's see. You encounter Jango Fett. Jango Fett's cool. Awkward dinner scene between Anime and Padme, or Anakin and Padme. Anime.
Yep. Watching hentai, baby.
Oh,
All night
no.
long.
Oh.
Anyway, go on.
This love is forbidden. It's tearing me apart. Oh, and then the fight between Obi-Wan and Jango
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Very sick.
happens, which is a great scene. Oh, Anakin has nightmares. God, this still is happening. And then yeah, the fight happens. That fight's all right.
Yeah,
Uh, and then
agree.
oh yes, that's when the he and Padme go to Tatooine. They
Hmm.
find Watto, and he's
He is
apparently owed
not
money, I guess.
not in a good place.
Ooh. Then Obi-Wan's chasing Jango through space. I was disinterested in that scene, to be honest. Other than Boba just cheering Jango on. Um, Boba is totally into this lifestyle, which is so
Well, I mean, yeah, he is his literally is like as much his dad as you can possibly be.
exactly. It's very interesting. Then Anakin goes home to what eventually becomes Luke's house.
Hmm.
Um,
Which I like that little nod. That was cool.
yeah, that was
That was a
good.
nice little setup for him.
Yep. Let's see, Obi-Wan finds the bad guys coming together. Count Dooku, and people from like the banking clan and the
And
Trade Federation.
Viceroy, and yeah.
They like something commerce, like business governments, business centered governments, coming together with Count Dooku to raise an army and work to attack the Republic. Um, but then we got to Anakin's mom dying, which was a heartbreaking scene.
Dude, yeah, like I think about like how tight I was with my mom around that age, and like,
Ooh,
dude, yeah, like broke my heart.
yep. Yoda senses it. He senses his pain as he kills a bunch of Tusken Raiders.
Yep, and then he comes back and cries about it. I murdered them like dogs. Da da da
Yep.
da.
I
So,
hate them. Not making it not making it ambiguous at all that he's not exactly living the life of a Jedi.
yep, nope, very much well on his way to Sith Lord.
Yep.
Top of
Uh,
the morning to ya.
yeah. Padme has no response to that either. It's happened a couple times now.
Yeah, well, I
It's like
mean,
I care about you, but oh my God, what is happening to you right now? Let's try to
like
keep some semblance of
my
normalcy.
my psycho boyfriend is blowing up our plaster walls.
Yeah. Uh,
He like if this was it's like the equivalent of like them living in a suburban household and him just blowing like punching holes in the drywall.
he's just going crazy. He's trying to hang on.
Yeah.
Uh, so then I found this interesting, and I don't know if I was necessarily if I wasn't following the story closely enough, but Dooku like catches Obi-Wan and says, the Republic government is corrupt and is being taken over, and we need to fight against it.
Yeah.
Which, if I'm reading this correctly, if I heard him correctly, like he is correct on that front. That doesn't make
Yeah.
what he's doing any better,
No.
but he is correct on that front.
Count Dooku has was very much an idealist. If you go and you like read all the old like current expanded universe stuff for the canon EU, like you
Yeah.
find all that shit out. And you find out like he's very much an fucking idealist and all this other shit.
Well, he says that straight up in the movie. Someone says that about him.
You know.
That he's very much a Jedi in nature, even though he rebels. And they also reveal he was the master of Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, that too.
Um, let's see. This is when they transfer power over to Palpatine, and his first act is to create an army of the Republic.
And yeah, what do you know? We have all these clones all ready to go.
Hey, check that out. Isn't
Neat.
that interesting? Um,
Uh,
then they wander into the whatever plants manufacturing a bunch of stuff, and this whole scene I just didn't care for. where they're just trying to dodge
Dude,
being
yeah,
crushed
no,
and
it was
melted, and
that shit took way too long.
yeah, you want to talk about scenes that went on too long?
Just
Oh my god!
dragged for fucking an eternity.
Yep.
Just dragged for a literal fucking eternity. Just like, and just like, oh my god, we know they're gonna be okay. We know. We fucking know.
I'm fine with threatening, damage and all that fun stuff, but like when it goes on for too long, it's whatever. Like you know that they're gonna survive the garbage disposal scene in A New Hope, but they do it well.
Yeah, this they do not. They do
This
not
they
in
do
any
not.
way, shape, or form.
And then again, everything that's been leading up to this moment, I'm just like, all right. I'm glad I got some useful information out of these scenes, but in terms of excitement, I'm not getting anything. So then we get to the final-ish area of the movie, which is them about to be executed.
Right, okay.
We got some decent monster designs for those three come
Yeah,
out.
they did look neat. I will give you that.
One of them looks straight up terrifying with the wide mouth.
Oh yes, I will. I will
That
definitely give
thing.
you that.
Ugh.
Ugh, that is truly what nightmares are made of.
Of course, they break out.
Of course.
Mace Windu appears with a ton of Jedi.
Yeah, that was the part in this thing where you're just like, oh shit, it is fucking on.
Yep. And then me as a kid is like watching to see what colors do we have. Okay, we got green, green, blue, blue, green, green. And I want to say we see our first yellow in here somewhere.
There's a yellow somewhere. I will say that much.
Was that also the first time we saw Mace Windu's lightsaber?
Yes, that was
I
the
think
first
so.
time.
So when we saw
The first
purple, that
time
was
we are seeing his yellow.
That's the thing. That's right.
Or the
The
yellow.
first time we saw was it was Mace Windu, right?
Yeah.
And the purple.
Yeah, he was the first purple.
Yeah.
He specifically got George Lucas to make him one to be in the movie.
Right.
He wanted a
which I thought was that was a good idea. And
good on you, Mace Windu.
I believe the reveal was when Django was just standing there, and you just see a purple blade shoot out and like, come towards his neck, and you're like, "What?" So there was that. And there's the big battle in the middle. All the Jedi Knights are fighting the droids. Everyone's shooting, then they surround them, and then they seem overpowered, and then the clone army arrives. Yay, the clone army!
Yeah, the thing that I just like on the one hand you're happy in this moment, but you're like, oh
fuck.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna be happy for this. And to be fair, they did change the design a little bit. It's a proto stormtrooper.
True, they changed the design, and I like the colors and whatnot that they added.
They separate it enough, and they make it seem like the good guy group.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the addition of color to signify like leaders of the army and things like that. Yoda is coming in on airships or drop ships or whatever, and then they're shooting ships at each other, and I believe Obi-Wan and Anakin are chasing after Dooku. Padme falls out, and then Anakin and Obi-Wan get into it for a second, and Anakin finally backs off. He's still okay, and then we see Dooku with his red curved hilt lightsaber. I want to know how they came to that choice.
That is another one I will give you. All right.
So then they have their fight, and Dooku actually does away with Obi-Wan and Anakin pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, he kicks the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like even Anakin going full like pissed.
Two lightsabers he had.
Two lightsabers. Dooku's just like, nah, son.
They had a good quick scene where Anakin cut the lights, and so it was just the light of the lightsaber lighting them as they fought, which was good.
Right, exactly.
And then Yoda appears.
And the best part of the whole fucking movie. The best.
That was an amazing scene when he pulls out his lightsaber.
The best part of the whole movie. It is truly the best part of the whole movie.
and he's
Guaranteed, hundred
flipping, and
percent.
yep.
Like you finally get to see why. Like, why is this the dude?
Yes,
Why is this the guy? And you're like, oh,
I see.
oh, oh.
Oh, so good.
That's why he's the guy.
Yep.
That is why he is the guy.
So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, Dooku escapes, and then so we retreat to. So okay, uh, Yoda says, "Begun the Clone Wars have," and then it cuts to the
Which I mean
clones,
that's
the
which I
force
mean
of the good
that's a
guys.
big deal in its own right
Yep.
because it's fucking what's it called the fuck that's a throwback to when Obi-Wan said, "Oh, the Clone Wars." Da da
They,
da
they,
da.
they just had Clone Wars once, and that was it. And now
Yeah.
it's going to be like, it ended up becoming basically the setting for at least one of the shows, if not both.
Yeah.
I know nothing about the shows, so I can't say.
That is the set. So Clone Wars is about, well, the Clone Wars, and Rebels is about kind of the just a group of rebels during the like Empire's reign.
Oh, like was it after 3?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Okay,
several years after.
but before A New Hope.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I will have to watch those at some point. But then they show off the immense power and number of the clones, the
Dude,
proto stormtroopers, and the
they
proto star
play
destroyers.
that Vader theme.
They play the Vader
The
theme.
just and you're like, oh no.
Fuck,
You're
fuck,
just like,
fuck.
oh no.
And then Mace Windu mentions that Anakin went to escort Amidala to Naboo or something like that, and then it cuts to at the end when it's playing like the grand music to signify the end. It shows them privately getting married, with only C-3PO and R2D2 to witness, and that's the end.
Yeah.
I
So
yeah, I like this movie,
I do
but
not.
purely for the information that is given in it, all of the setup for what's going on and what makes Vader and the relationship between Vader and Obi-Wan,
It just
the creation
takes.
of the clone army, and then the accumulation of power of Palpatine and the
There's just,
separation. Like there's a lot of good info here, but just
it's just like that to feed you your broccoli. They covered it in more broccoli. That's what it felt like. And dear Lord, was it fucking so boring? Like the stuff on Geonosis with the clones and Obi-Wan, and the stuff on the End Planet does not make up for the other 90 minutes of my life that have been stolen by this movie on a couple of different occasions. This movie sucks.
uh,
Uh, yeah, so we'll rank them. For me, it goes Empire, New Hope, Phantom, Return, and this piece of shit, Clones. Okay,
so I am deciding right now whether it's above or below Return of the Jedi.
okay.
Because again, regardless of the action or lack thereof, the information, the events that needed to happen.
But like the information is not delivered in like a compelling way at all. Like that's the problem. Like I watch a lot of shows and shit that is all dialogue. I love House of Cards. That show is 90% fucking dialogue,
Yes.
and it is entertaining the entire way. Breaking Bad, about 75% dialogue, entertaining the entire way.
Uh
This movie, about 80% dialogue and so fucking boring.
huh.
And also, that's another thing for me, is just like, I would rather it be bad than boring. Like,
Sure.
that is like the ultimate sin you can commit to me in media, is to make something fucking boring.
And that's the opinion I held about this movie last time I saw it. Whenever I ranked it before, was that like, I thought one had its problems, but at least it wasn't two, where it was that long lull in the middle. Um, Yeah, again, for me, it was also an expansion on what was going on in the Republic and it fracturing and things going wrong and watching Jedi try to deal with it. Whereas, like, Return of the Jedi, it's like, the Empire has control. They're just this one group of rebels doing stuff, and they're doing it with Ewoks, and I goddamn hate it. And Luke has his cool stuff with Vader and Palpatine, but uh, I don't know. I got to pick something. What? Okay, which one would I watch again
Yeah.
if I
Okay.
had to
So
pick?
so that's a very good question. It's like, all right, you're on Disney Plus. You got a pizza. Which of these do you watch?
If I so I have to do it between these two because if I could choose between all the Star Wars movies, I would
Uh,
choose a lot of them before these two.
yeah. Well, of course.
Um, because I like the beginning scene of Return of the Jedi, but I just feel like it gets like less entertaining as it goes on, and then like yeah, you get to watch the whole Luke and Vader and Emperor thing, but it's at least with Attack of the Clones, they're like talking about the deeper issues of like how to govern ourselves and each other, and then like in Return of the Jedi, it's you are not bad, you can be good. No, I am bad, and you will join me in being bad. No, you will join him in being bad. No, then die. It's like it was novel for the fun adventure that it was, but like I feel like the prequels open up this different, maybe slightly deeper meaning. And
Well,
yes, it's poorly acted, but
that's another issue I have. Is holy
yeah,
shit. Yeah, it just piles up too much for me. Where I'm like,
that's
nah,
fair.
I'd rather go watch Return. Like this, at least Return like is comfort food.
Right. So like the thing for me, here's what I'm thinking. And again, a lot of these ratings, I want to keep in mind before I say this that
Uh,
all of these are very very close. I think
Okay.
these are all good movies.
Okay.
Or not like great movies necessarily, except 4 and 5 are really damn good.
Yeah, 4 and 5 are like classics.
Yeah,
They teach those in film school.
right.
So
Uh, but the rest of these, like, they're all very close. Like, I would enjoy watching them if I had to sit through them. Like, fine. But I, and maybe it's where I'm at life. Maybe it's the times. I don't know. I would watch two first.
okay. So your ranking go.
So my ranking is New Hope 4 at the top, then Empire 5, then Phantom Menace 1, then Attack of the Clones 2, and Return of the Jedi 6.
Yeah.
Which me putting the numbers to the movies makes that more confusing. So let's just say 4, 5, 1, 2, and 6
Yep.
is my current list.
My wrap up: Empire at 1, New Hope at 2, Phantom at 3, Return at 4, and Attack of the Clones at 5.
All right.
Next week we will be back with Revenge of the Sith,
Yes.
and
Complete this
then
trilogy.
we'll also have The Force Awakens
Yep.
and The Last Jedi.
Yes.
And then the week after,
Opinions.
yeah, and then the week after that, we get to do the 2 Star Wars stories and the new one.
Yep.
Opinions upon movies that no one can agree on. Yay!
We will get to talk about them for decades to come.
Great.
Aren't you excited?
I'm so glad that for the second series on this website, this is the can of worms I opened. I'm like,
just promise me, Bronson, that if they release a new series, like a new trilogy, within like 10 years of us doing this, that we don't have to watch all of them over again.
no, we just have to watch the new ones.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, like I'm gonna go in and say that. Yeah, because no, because I had that question about the Marvel thing back at
Yeah.
previous employer. Someone was like, "So you're gonna watch all 23 of them?" Like, fuck no.
Nope.
I'll do all the ones again if they put out like a new Avengers. That'll be
Really?
yeah, because that dude, they're doing an entire phase without an Avengers movie,
Sure.
and I think Phase 5 won't have one either. So like, by
Yo,
then it'll be far enough out to where I'm gonna be like, okay, it's been long enough.
man. Good luck.
Yeah. Anyway, no, like like, if there's one thing I've realized over this past like 2 weeks is that everyone loves and hates Star Wars differently.
It's a hell of a thing, Star Wars, and it started because we've been doing what we've been doing. I've been thinking about Star Wars more often than I have in years and years.
Yeah, same.
I'm
Because
like watching Attack of the Clones, and I'm like shopping for like lightsaber handles. I'm like, what am I doing? Wait, no, X out.
no, like I'm like little Jimmy. Like I'm watching The Mandalorian week to week, and
Oh
I'm
no.
finishing up Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm watching
Uh,
this shit. And yeah, by the way, The Mandalorian's rad as hell.
I hear it's good.
But yeah, no, just I have been fully entrenched in Star Wars recently.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to all this being over, the game, all these movies, and then I don't have to talk about it for like years.
Uh,
Unless
we'll
Rise of
see.
Skywalker pulls a Last Jedi where it has me and a close friend arguing about it for 3 years now.
Guess what? It's Star Wars. You're gonna be arguing about it for like 30.
Great.
Aren't you
God.
excited?
You know what Star Wars fans remind me of?
Hmm.
You've seen plenty of The Simpsons.
I have.
You know Groundskeeper Willie?
Okay.
They're kids. It's just like nobody hates kids more than other kids. Just like nobody dogs hate just like politicians don't hate anybody else more than other politicians. And Scots, no one hates Scots more than other Scots. They ruined Scotland. And I'm just like, or what? I'm gonna
Yep.
find the exact joke sometime, but like that's what it feels like. It's just like no one hates Star Wars fans more than other Star Wars fans. They ruined Star Wars. Um,
It's true. I mean, it's why George Lucas sold it.
yeah, no, and he still fucking hates you.
Yep.
No, like I am so looking forward to the internet arguments about this next movie.
I to think of this considering like the development process for these movies and how tumultuous it was to look at this as like some sort of cohesive trilogy will
Hmm.
be very weird.
Yeah, no, I just it's not like the way these were made.
Right. This
Yeah.
is a completely different way. Like all the way this has been set up has been so weird. How do they tie this together? Like that's like the only out a lot of problems people have with those new movies have is like, well, they gotta tie it up. They gotta explain some
I
shit. And
hope
if they
we.
don't explain it in 9, there's gonna be some problems.
Yeah, so, you want to know what I hope we get?
Hmm.
I hope this is a 2 hour 45 minute movie, and the
Okay.
last 45 minutes are a Metal Gear Style 4, Big Boss in the Graveyard, fucking conspiracy theory explanation. That's what I want. That's what I want. Is I want like
Flashbacks and
yeah, flashbacks and cuts. It's just like, well, Obi-Wan was doing this, but he's really working for so and so the whole time, and da da da. It's like all this other shit. Like that's what I want.
I think we just want Kojima to make movies.
I mean, yes, I want to see that terrible train wreck.
Yes.
I want to see that nightmare.
I yeah, I wouldn't say it's a train wreck. I would say it's a nightmare. And it's a
Yeah,
nightmare I want so bad.
he wants to make a horror game next, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Which I mean, I'm surprised.
He
He
was
has,
trying to do it with Silent Hills, and then
well,
that all happened.
well, Konami likes money more than they like art.
I mean, they are a business.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, every single person I knew bitched about that until I explained, like, well, this is how much money Metal Gear made. And all their video games. This is how much pachinko machines made. This is their love hotels and spas.
Right.
Now, let's see how much you have to spend to make each of those.
Yep.
What you have to spend to make a pachinko machine.
Yep.
What you have to spend to run a spa. About half the value of it. What you have to spend to make a video game. Lot of money. And a Kojima video game. So,
Doesn't make them any less of bastards, but you understand.
Yes, you understand. Yes, it makes them bastards. They're not good people, but
yeah,
you understand where that shit comes from.
They would be part of the banking clan, and they would be at the table.
Oh,
with Count
I did
Dooku.
forget one thing from this movie that I thought was funny.
Okay.
The Death Star plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good laugh.
There you go. Death Star. They have plans.
Well, you straight up see it in the next one.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we'll see you next week, y'all, with a bunch of new movies.
May the Force be with you. With your guns, finger force guns.
Finger lightsaber. Bow, bow, bow.
ET phone home. All right.
No, they won't.